Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to take a little bit of a look at the most expensive cards from Pokemon Go. The set is now out in Japan. I have done an opening on this channel. Do make sure you check that one out. So it is only right and fair that we go and have a look at the most expensive cards that are out there to see what it is exactly we should be keeping an eye on. And I'll be perfectly honest with you right at the beginning here, it's a Mewtwo set. Like, it's all about Mewtwo. If you're looking for the chase cards in the set, you're looking at Mewtwo. There's an obvious exception we'll get to in a moment, but generally speaking, you know, the top three are all Mewtwo. And we might as well start right at the top with the card you all know is coming, the alternate art of Mewtwo, which is coming in at around about 14,000 yen. These are sell prices, by the way, not buy prices. This is about what you will be paying. Obviously, do remember that this set has just come out, so these prices will fluctuate quite a lot. Please do bear that in mind. This is not a guarantee. This is a rough look at approximate value shortly after the set comes out. So 14,000 yen, you're looking at about $103, or you're looking at about £84. If you're opening a box of Pokemon Go over in Japan, this is what you're looking for. And incidentally, even though the exact prices will fluctuate pretty strongly between Japan and over here, do remember that comparatively, it should hold. Mewtwo Alternate Art is number 1 in Japan. It will be number 1 over here. So 14,000 yen is pretty huge. The card as a whole is fine. I've said this a couple of times in these videos. I really like that it looks like it's taken out of Pokemon Go, but I really wish that it was drawn by one of the super talented artists Pokemon hire, rather than being a 3D render, and I don't think that's either contradictory or unfair. Now, the second highest one, not far behind, is the Gold Mewtwo, which is coming in at 12,000 yen. So 12,000 yen, still pretty high. We're looking at about $89 or around about £72. Still about double what you'd be paying for a booster box if you got it at a decent price. That is a lot of money. And this is Mewtwo V Star, not Mewtwo V, but you're still talking a similar kind of thing in terms of pull rates. The alternate art Mewtwo has got a very low pull rate, and the Gold Mewtwo V Star has got a very low pull rate. This is something that absolutely should be expected. And I think Mewtwo V Star is going to be good. I've talked about this a lot. I think it's going to be a pretty good deck. I like that you can deal 270 damage by discarding 3 Psychic Energy from the field. I like the V-Star power, which goes and does 120 to all of your opponent's Pokemon Vs. I think there is quite a lot to be moderately excited about. I think this is going to be a good card, but it's also Mewtwo. And I think that's very fair to say. Mewtwo is a very popular Pokemon. So you know what? It was always going to be high up. Sure, the alternate art is one of only 2 alternate arts in the set, but we'll get there in a minute. There is a big jump before the other one. But the fact of the matter is, we're talking about Mewtwo, and it's a Gold V-Star. This was always going to happen. And then the third highest is another Mewtwo. We are talking about the Rainbow Rare of Mewtwo V-Star, which is coming in at 4,000 yen. Now, obviously, at this point, there has been a pretty dramatic jump. We're talking here around about $30 or around about £24. That is a huge fall from the previous ones. But the fact of the matter is, firstly, the Rainbow Rares are easier to pull by a wide margin than the alternate arts and the Gold V-Stars. And secondly, people just don't like the Rainbow Rares as much. And I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. So, you know, the top 3 cards are all Mewtwo, but let's be clear, the alternate art and the Gold are significantly higher than the Rainbow Rare. Now, number 4 isn't Mewtwo, but number 5 is, so we're here, we might as well mention it. The full art of Mewtwo V is coming in at around about 2,500 yen. It's the other Mewtwo that's in here. And 2,500 yen, we're looking somewhere in the region of around about $18 or around about £15. Do please remember that in English, in the US, Europe, etc., where you're actually going to be getting this Mewtwo is in your Elite Trainer box. In Japan, that is not the case. In Japan, you have to actually pull this from a pack, which is a bit more difficult. But over here, we're all going to have access to this Mewtwo very easily. You buy an Elite Trainer box, the regular or the Pokemon Center exclusive, either will be fine. And then you will get yourself your Full Art Mewtwo, which is kind of awesome. I like this. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Over in Japan, much harder to get hold of. So 4 of the top 5 are Mewtwo, the whole top 3 are Mewtwo. What's the other one that makes the list? Well, it shouldn't really surprise any of you at this stage. It's Radiant Charizard. Out of all of the Radiant Pokemon, shockingly enough, it is Radiant Charizard that jumps up to be number 1. It is a very good card. And, you know, if your opponent's taking 4 prizes, you do 250 for a single energy. It's really good. Fire deck should all strongly be considering playing it. But the fact of the matter is, this makes the list not because of playability, because I don't think it's the best of the Radiant. I think it's good, but I don't think it's the best. It makes the list because it's Charizard. And I'm sorry if this is all getting a little bit boring. I don't make the market. Charizard cards are number 1. If there are a bunch of Radiant Pokemon and one of them is Charizard, Charizard is going to be the most expensive. If there's a bunch of alternate arts and one of them is Charizard, Charizard is going to be the most expensive. You see where we're going with this, ladies and gentlemen? It's going to keep happening. There's nothing we can really do about it. This is the way. It's coming in here at 3,700 yen. So again, that is above the Full Art Mewtwo, but below the other two. And you're talking somewhere in the region of about $27 or about £22. So still very much above the other two. Definitely the one you want to get. Now, in terms of the other Radiant Pokemon, they're all very, very close. Radiant Blastoise and Radiant Eevee are both coming in tied at 1,400 yen, which is, I mean, a little disappointing, honestly, because I really like them. But it means they're going to be nice and easy to get hold of. And you're talking about $10 or about £8. So nothing particularly terrifying there in terms of value. What is sad, I think Venusaur is the best of them playability-wise, but it's the lowest of them value-wise. It comes in at 12,000 yen, which is only a tiny bit less. You're talking about $9 or around about £7. What I will say is, Charizard obviously number 1, but Blastoise and Eevee are a bit more popular than Venusaur, and that really is it. It's a popularity contest when it comes to these Radiant Pokemon, apparently, and Venusaur's done a lose. Now, outside of those, there are 3 others of the secret rares. The Radiant, remember, aren't secret rare. They're just 1 per box. There's 3 other secret rares that are very much worth having, and all the others are basically half of these or less. Gold Egg Incubator comes in at 1,700 yen. It's a gold item. I don't like the card. You flip a coin, and if heads, you search for a basic Pokemon and bench it. If tails, you put it to the bottom of your deck. But, as in, you put Egg Incubator to the bottom of your deck. But sometimes I want to put this to the bottom so I don't deck out. And sometimes I want a basic Pokemon, but it's on a coin flip I can't control. I actually really dislike the card, but it's a gold item card. And if you play Pokemon Go, you love Incubator, so I don't know, maybe that's the reason. I should have said that comes in at 1,700 yen. So here, you're talking about $12.50 or around about £10, which is fine. It's not terribly expensive. Just below that, we've got the Gold Lure module, which is, again, it's one of those cards that lets both players search for Pokemon. It's a little bit weird. That comes in at 1,400 yen, which is $10 or £8. It is actually exactly the same price we saw for Radiant Blastoise and Radiant Eevee. So that's kind of cool, I suppose. But yeah, these are gold items. The pull rates are low, so that's where they come in. And then we've got the alternate art of Conkeldurr, which comes in at 1,400 yen, which is, again, exactly the same as we just saw. And the thing is, this is an alternate art like Mewtwo, and one would imagine that we've got the exact same pull rates as Mewtwo, and yet Mewtwo came in at 14,000 yen. This comes in at 1,400. Or, to put it simply, Mewtwo alternate art is worth 10 times a Conkeldurr alternate art, which is absurd. However, firstly, Mewtwo V-Star looks really playable, and Conkeldurr doesn't have a V-Star, and the V doesn't look particularly good. And secondly, it's Mewtwo. And I'm sorry if that just seems a little bit obvious, ladies and gentlemen. It's Mewtwo. And it really is as simple as that. People really like Mewtwo. And that's why it's always going to end up higher. Nobody really likes Conqueror. I'm sorry. All the other special rares, secret rares, call them what you will, we're not going to go into. They're not really worth it. But I will mention just very quickly, Ditto comes in at 300 yen, which is obviously extremely cheap. Ditto, you're talking around about $2.20 or around about £1.80. What is interesting is that Ditto is one per box, just like the Radiant Pokemon. And okay, fine, there's 4 different Radiant Pokemon. But actually, if you look at Ditto, Ditto has 1/4 of the value of Radiant Venusaur, and Radiant Venusaur should be 1 in every 4 boxes, and Ditto's 1 in every box. And those Ditto are just cool. Again, check out my opening I did the other day if you want a bit more information, if you want to see them in person and all of that good stuff. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about this. I want to know which cards you're hoping for. For me, I've got one more box coming, and I just want to pull Radiant Charizard. And the reason is really simple. Radiant Charizard is significantly more expensive than Blastoise and Eevee. I want all 4 Radiant Pokemon. I'm gonna have to buy 2 of them as singles. I would really like to not have to buy Charizard as a single, because I'm gonna complete the Pokemon Go set in Japanese, not including secret rares. So you know what? It would be really nice if I could pull the Charizard in a box and not have to buy it. Because Blastoise and Eevee combined are worth about 3/4 of Radiant Charizard. Just putting that out there. For now, ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you think about all of this. Tell me what your chase cards are in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWarsy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.